But listen, got to, Cameron, give a big tick to the Albanese government. It's one good sign that Foreign Minister Penny Wong did today get a meeting with Trump's new Secretary of State, Marco Rubio, to talk about defence, why Trump shouldn't hit us with tariffs. And this is access to Rubio on his first full day in the job. That has to be a real plus. What does it tell you?
Well, I think it means that Kevin Rudd's been working overtime since November. I mean, Kevin Rudd knows how to use the political lubricant to grease the wheels. So I think full marks to the Ambassador Rudd for actually getting on and doing the job for Australia. Good to see that we've got that entree with Rubio, but let's see the proof in the pudding and let's see what President Trump decides to do in terms of tariffs.
Optimism.
And Michael?
Oh, look, I don't think Kevin Rudd's had anything to do with this. I mean, the bottom line is Australia has two very strong positives in relation to the US. Firstly, the US runs a trade surplus with Australia, but don't forget that. It's in their interest to ensure that they keep that trade surplus. And secondly, I mean, we are critical to the US Defence Alliance, and certainly they're critical to us, but they need us. We've got, installations here all over Australia that are part of the Five Eyes. In addition, we're working together with them on the defence of the South China Sea. I think they're the two important things. Trump's always had a reasonable soft spot for Australia, and I think that's independent of Kevin Rudd.
Cameron, this is your first time on the show for the year, so glad to have you back.
Thank you.
This election,
likewise,
that's coming up is less than 3 months away, okay? Albanese started the year earlier than you did. How is he handling the start of this critical election year, having looked, for instance, now at today's controversies about who to send to Auschwitz, of all things?
Well, look, I don't think he started the year well on anti-Semitism, not at all. I mean, he's been brought kicking and screaming to this National Cabinet meeting only yesterday. And again, it was kind of a half-baked idea. It wasn't actually dealing with the perpetrators. It wasn't sending them to jail. It wasn't cracking down hard on them the way we actually need him to as the Prime Minister of Australia. But no, the problem for Albanese and the problem for Labor is the more voters see him, the more they don't like him. I mean, you look at the polls that are coming out. This is not some Christmas bounce that should have been occurring here. Albo's been out campaigning and voters have been seeing him, and that's a huge problem for Labor going forward as they go to the election. Voters are reminded of what they didn't like in 24, reminded of what they had broken promises from the last election. And let's not forget, Albo's best week in the 2022 campaign was when he had COVID and was at home on the couch with Toto.
Michael Costa?
Oh, look, certainly I agree with the analysis of Albo, and he's always been weak as a leader. He's never been a leader. However, I think this is deeper than Albo. This is all of their policies. They're crazy policies that are effectively economic vandalism. And you can start with the Treasurer on that, public sector wages, the pressure on the budget, the fact that that's feeding into the cost of living and the inability of interest rates to come down. Then you've got Bowen on energy, which we just discussed. And then, the legacy of Burke in IR, which is making all of our industries, particularly small businesses, struggle to survive. I think it's the whole package. If the economic stuff was going well, Albo, even as weak as he is, would survive. But it's not going well, and he's in serious trouble.